Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm back again and we're going back to MH3 after our little bit of gave yesterday. But I'm trying to look at some of the alternate commanders from some of the commander decks this week. And yeah, the first one we'll start off with Jyoti, Moag Ancient. 2 green and blue for a 2/4 legendary creature elemental. And whenever Jyoti enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green forest dryad land creature token for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. Okay, they're affected by summoning sickness, but each time you bring them back, you'll get half the commander cost again. So that's pretty good, even though they have got summoning sickness. But at the beginning of each combat, land creatures you control get +X/+X until the end of turn, where X is Jyoti's power. So, yeah, okay then. So basically, we're not looking at pumping Jyoti. We're going to stay with the 2/4, kind of maybe. But every time our gets to a combat step, our creatures get +X/+X, where it's its power. So the forest dryads we create when we cast Jyoti end up as 3/3s each combat, so reasonably good blockers. And the rest of our land creatures get even better. But it is land creatures that we're concentrating on, and that's what I'm going for with this deck today, which looks very much like this. So, only 20 creatures in the deck, but they all have abilities that are really useful in this deck. We'll start with Hedge Whisperer. We can choose not untap it, we can collect some evidence, and then turn one of our lands into a 5/5 that then becomes a 7/7 with haste. That's fine, we go with that. We can only do it as sorcery, but it's still good. Bristling Bill, a little bit of landfall triggers. There's not too much in here, but we have got some landfall stuff. This one obviously +1/+1 counters and gets double those counters. Quite nice. You can play Jyoti, have Bristling Bill out, play a land. Jyoti comes in as a land, so if you've got Bristling Bill out, you can always pump the power up that way. So it kind of works. Destiny Spinner, creatures and enchantment spells we control can't be countered, which is nice, but then we can pay 4 mana and turn a land we control into an XX elemental, where X is the number of enchantments you control. It's still a land. We have a few enchantments, this is one of them. Lanoir, there you go, Lanoir Loam Speaker, a little bit of ramp, and then we can turn the land into a 3/3 elemental with haste. It's still a land. Yep, that's nice. Until the end of turn, so another 3/3, instant speed, cool. Well, activate on is a sorcery, so we do it on our turn. Sorry, my bad. I forgot that wasn't the instant one. Lotus Cobra gives us some extra mana. Calls for a crew fix gives us a bit of life gain when we play lands. Dryad of the Sylvan Grove, another enchantment, so helps out with our Loam Speaker, but lets us play an additional land each turn. Sylvanus Invoker comes in from the Battle for Baldur's Gate. 8 mana's a lot, but it does turn into an 8/8 creature, which you can't sneeze at. Tatiova, Steward of the Tides, gives all our land creatures flying, so we have this way of going over the top and killing everyone, well, getting damage in anyway. And whenever a land enters the battlefield under control, if we control 7 or more, we get a 3/3. One of the lands becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. Titania is here. I've got both halves in here. We have got the land that does the combination as well. It's worth having this in here, so whenever one or more lands are put in our graveyard from anywhere, we gain 2 life. Yeah, we're going to be attacking with our lands a lot of the time, so a little bit of life gain does help. Vastwood Animus, and target land you control becomes an XX elemental until the end of turn, where X is the number of allies you control. So it will only be 1, but it's still another creature we can convert in and get in with Jyoti if we need to. Joral, Voice of Zafar, also appears. 1 target land becomes an XX green and blue bird creature with flying and haste, where until the end of turn, where X is the number of the lands and our number of cards in our hand, it's still a land. And whenever a land creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Can you see where I'm going with this yet? Stone Seed Hierophant lets us untap a land if we need it to be untapped, and we get a little bit of a landfall trigger off this. Embodiment of Insight gives all our land creatures vigilance, and landfall, we get to turn a land into an elemental with haste. Lot of land creatures in this deck. Tatiova, Benthic Druid, just gives us a card and a life every time we play a land. Assi, Tyrant of Yaya Strait, lets us play an additional land each turn, and we draw a card every time we play a land. Rampaging Baloth and Avenger of Zendikar gives a bit more of the traditional landfall triggers, so we can get some good stuff on the way if we need to. Royal Elemental does the whole landfall trick, and we get to nick something from someone else for a turn. And then Camel, Heart of Crozer, also appears on this one. Pumps all our creatures up significantly, but it also means we can turn some of our lands into 1/1 elemental creatures with vigilance, indestructible, and haste. So they basically become 2 mana, make a 4/4 when we attack. Like that plan. A few planeswalkers, not too many. I did think about playing some of the other versions in Nissa, but I just went with these 3 in the end. So Ren and Realmbreaker, because we can turn +1 to turn the land into a 3/3 elemental. Vigilance, Hexproof, and Haste. So comes with protection. Nissa, Vital Force, does the same thing, gives us a 5/5, and then we can return something from our graveyard to our hand if we need to. And if we can do the -6, even better, because we get even more card draw on the go. And finally, Nissa Worldwaker for the Planeswalker, sorry. Target land you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature with trample. It's still a land. Untap the forest, and you know the rest of what it does. So, yeah, okay then. We have quite a few spells. We have this selection of ramp spells, but Awaken the Woods gives us a whole load of Forest Dryad land creature tokens, which you can't complain about in this deck too much. Farseek, Nature's Law, do the search, along with Nylea's Intervention, although there are quite a few flyer decks around at the moment, so the second ability may be becoming relevant at some stage. Imprint Growth, Sylvan Scrying, 3 visits, Cultivate, Kodoma's Reach, do even more of the let's go get the basics out of our deck. We have quite a few lands in the deck, just so we're clear. Sylvan Awaken lets all our lands become elementals that are reach, indestructible, and haste. They're still lands. Circuitous Route goes and fetches 2 basic lands with gate cards. It's here because we've got the blue-green gate in the deck, and then we get that in basic land. That's fine. Tent with Discovery, people still get tempted, so nice way of getting some extra lands into play. Cosium Confluence, we get to search our land, search the library for a cave card, put it onto the battlefield, but it's not the one. We're mainly doing this for the 3 +1/+1 counters. And I've just realised I haven't got any caves in the deck, so yeah. I will edit the deck list and there will be caves in it when you see it online, so bear with me while I go through this. But we do need caves to make this work, and I will go and put some in the deck, so the land base from what you're seeing at the moment will change. Rude Awakening, hopefully we can entwine it to untap every... cast this for, what, 8 mana? Yeah, 8 mana, untap everything, give all our lands 2/2s until the end of turn, which is lovely with Jyoti. And Titania's Command, go and search for 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield tapped, and then probably get some bear tokens, just so we've got some blockers, unless we need to exile a player's graveyard, because they're abusing that. I'm annoyed I haven't put the caves in, but that will change, so bear with me. Okay, artifact wise, I've put the caves in now, so the video got paused and caves got added, so we're there now. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, the green and blue medallions, and then 2 cards that could be useful. Staff of Titania gives us even more Forest Dryad creatures when we attack. So, yep, more lands we get to play, more land creatures. And Conduit of the Worlds, just we've got a way of playing some of the things that might have gone to the graveyard, well, the lands that have gone from to the graveyard back into play. And then we get to choose target non-land permanent and cast it if we need to. Enchantment wise, Exploration for the additional land drops, Druid class for the additional land drops and a little bit of life gain. Rune Expedition gives us a little bit of card draw, not much, just a little bit. Prismatic Omen just means we can make sure we cast or we use all our abilities all the time, so everything becomes those, cut every basic land type. Retreat to Korham, just so we can untap things or scry. Retreat to Kadzu for life gain, all the +1/+1 counters. Rites of Flourishing for the extra card draw and the land drops. Omen Path Journey I'm starting to really enjoy. It's just, as long as it stays in play, having the randomisation of a land coming into play each turn is quite fun. So yeah, I like a little bit of chaos sometimes. Nature's Revolt from, well, this one's 7th edition. There's also one in the 10% set. 5 mana for an enchantment that all lands are 2/2 creatures that are still lands. Now just be careful with this. You want to play this is on the turn that you think you're going to be able to win. Don't play it beforehand, because otherwise you lose all your lands, because this is a permanent effect, not until the end of turn 1. Bear in mind. 1 more landfall, well 2 more landfall enchantments. Zendika's Royal, so when we drop a land we get an elemental creature that's 2/2. And Primeval Bounty, so land drops give us 3 life. Cast creature spells we get Beast, and non-creature spells put 3 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. There are 44 lands in the deck, including the Hidden Nursery. I've put them in now. Hidden Nursery, Hidden Cataract, there you go, they're in. Aragoth, and then a lot of the lands are creature lands, so it's worth just pointing out. So Blinkmoth Nexus is here, Cactus Preserve is here, Crawling Barrens is here, Fairy Conclave, nearly missed it. Hall of the Storm Giants is here. Inkmoth Nexus is here. Lumbering Falls is here. And Restless Vinestalk, there's another one. I think that's all of them now, if my memory serves correctly. Yeah. Treetop Village, that was the other one. I knew there's one more. That's it, they're all here. But we are playing 44 lands because what we wanted to be doing is using our lands, creatures as creatures and not lands. Hence why we've gone up a little bit on the land count that we normally had. And that is it for today's deck. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I have just noticed that my green screen had got moved and you've seen part of my cupboard behind me, so I'm sorry for that all through the video, but hey, you still saw me and listened to me, which is the main thing. But yeah, Jyoti, really good fun. Looking forward to playing this one on stream this week. We'll be giving it a run out Thursday night when I'm streaming, so come and join us then. But for now, thanks for watching. If you can, hit the subscribe button down below. Really appreciate it. I'm at 434 to record this video, so thank you to all those who've subscribed recently. Leave any comments down below if you think there's anything I've missed out. But for now, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.